Welcome to the Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here at Broovy Cinema Pub reviewing more movies. Today we're sponsored by PC Laptops. I'm Jeff Weiss from MSN Entertainment.
I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6 or Xfinity On Demand under Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative, and we're right in there. Come and find us.
Neat little folder. Our next movie is Hall Pass. Raunchy but soft sort of comedy starring Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis as two married 40-somethings who have straying eyes, so their wives have given them a week where they can cheat. This is their Hall Pass.
I got a hall pass. What? Can you believe it? I got a hall pass.
When does yours begin?
24 minutes ago. Yeah. She's gonna go join Maggie up at the Cape. It's just you and me, buddy, for the next 6 days.
Do you realize how much easier this is gonna make it for me, having a hall pass partner?
Yeah, tell me about it. And it's not just me. No, it's gonna be Gary, Hoghead Flats. They're all coming out with us tonight.
Are you joking? Those guys got hall passes?
No. They just wanna watch.
Yeah, watch what?
Watch us reel in the babes.
Yeah, no, that's good, that's good.
What are we doing here, man? We gotta get out of here. We're burning daylight.
Let's go. Let me log out.
Okay, you log out. I'm gonna try to do the receptionist.
Yeah, it's the new Fairley Brothers.
Yes.
Who you might know from There's Something About Mary, Kingpin, Stuck on You.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
There's Something About Mary.
So if you, at least when I think Fairley Brothers, I always think raunchy. They always sneak something in there.
Outrageous.
Yeah, like over the top. But it's kind of funny. You go back and the stuff they did kind of maybe 10 years ago, still raunchy, but not as.
For example, the Cameron Diaz hair gel gag and There's Something About Mary.
Yeah, which is still pretty raunchy by
Yes.
today's standards. But you know, people now laugh at it. But this one, in Hall Pass, it gets quite raunchy.
Decidedly raunchy. You know what this felt like to me? Like the Fairleys were trying to respond to the Judd Apatow crowd.
Exactly.
Who
Yeah, I think
have
so.
sort of trumped what the Fairley brothers were doing. It also shrieks of desperation.
I think it's just them trying too hard.
Yeah.
It's them, you know.
They have not had good movies in recent memory.
Yeah, well, they ruled the 90s.
Right.
The 90s were theirs, and then Apatow came in, and you know, and the whole generation that has spawned off since Judd Apatow.
Right.
And so they're kind of like, we want to kind of get in on this, and that's fine. But a lot of the jokes for me were way too forced. They almost seemed like little one-bit,
Right.
shenanigan schemes, and they take at least a good 3 minutes to build up, and then it kind of just falls flat. And so I'm sitting there like, well, we just wasted all this time for setup.
And weird linger shots after
Yeah.
jokes too, where there's an uncomfortable 30 seconds after the joke where they could cut away.
Yeah.
It just felt really flabby, as Owen Wilson's midsection.
But see, here's the thing with me. I mean, as much as the jokes, it's the raunchiness that we're always used to. But I did like, you can tell they're actually maturing.
Right.
And that's just them, getting older and experiencing life. And these are two married men whose marriages are in a slump. Kids, financial problems,
Right.
all this kind of thing. And I like them exploring that arena because they haven't really gone there. They've always just kind of went the raunchy side with, more jokes, not really much substance.
Right.
Whereas now they're actually putting more substance into their films, and I enjoyed that.
And they're trying to develop characters. Unfortunately, the characters they're trying to develop here, just for me, are not that appealing, particularly Owen Wilson's characters.
See, I liked him. I actually, this is like one of the first times I actually enjoyed Owen Wilson in a long time.
I wanted to strangle him.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that his character is married to Jenna Fisher from The Office in here.
Oh, she's
and Jason Sudeikis' character is married to Christina Applegate, which immediately strains credulity that these guys are cheating on them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I liked supporting characters a lot more than I liked the leads.
Yeah.
Which is a huge problem. For example, Richard Jenkins shows up finally as a blessed
Well,
relief.
Richard Jenkins can do no wrong. We all know this.
Right, but when he shows up in the movie, it finally alludes to what this could have been with the right characters, with the right actors in the roles.
But see, I don't know. I like Owen Wilson for me was fine, but it's Jason Sudeikis steals this show.
Oh, from Owen Wilson?
Oh, easily. I think everything he says is much more funny. I mean, and when they're riffing on each other, he's always got the upper hand. Like he always makes the better line.
Right.
But for me, like, you know, they separated. They've got 1 week to do all this stuff, and they separated by the days. Day one, and they
Right.
kind of was at day two, and maybe that's why I think it's this kind of episodic adventure, and it's kind of like, well, that one was kind of funny.
Are you guys sure Applebee's is the best place to meet hot, horny women at?
What are you thinking, Olive Garden?
It's gonna be a long week. I think we need to pace ourselves.
What? It's only 9:15.
Freddie Tai Tai.
You guys need to live it up.
Look what I got here.
What are those?
Just some brownies. It's a bit naughty.
What kind of soap do you use? Dove?
I like Dove.
Feel this.
That's so soft.
Yeah.
Each one's just a little joke. Like, you've got your day they go on drugs. You've got the day that they get drunk. You got the day, you know what I mean?
The day they pig out and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, you know, and like it's funny, but it's kind of like it's so. It almost seems like it'd be a better like web miniseries.
Yes.
Than an actual feature film. I mean, that's how it's set up to be.
Or a better television series.
Yeah, but see, for me, the third act is what actually kind of picks up where the characters start, you know, they start actually using
Right.
these characters' backgrounds and start, you know, you start appreciating what they're going through. But it's these little
And then they
little
add,
gags that I don't really care.
and then they add a layer to the wife characters that I really didn't care for.
Oh, yeah, that was. I mean, I've never felt something so forced in there. It's
Yeah,
like,
a disastrous misstep in my
Yeah.
eyes.
you know, well, they were trying to go the morality route of,
Yes.
of maybe it's us that needs help.
Yeah.
So, you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more for it. Funny enough, the softer side.
Right.
Because the raunchy gags, and when we say raunchy,
Ugh.
lots of male nudity, explosive diarrhea. I'm trying to
Jokes.
think what else is in there.
Jokes that these guys have done before.
Well, many people have done them before, you know.
It just, none of that stuff worked for me. I just didn't care about the characters.
It worked for me 5 years ago.
Yes. It worked for me when the Farrellys were less mature and meaner.
Yeah.
Now that they're the supposedly reformed Farrellys, just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
2 stars for me.
Yeah, I think I'm right above you, just a little bit. I'm saying 2.5. Like, I like seeing a filmmaker mature, and so to see them, it's like if they can get what they once had, you know, this, because they were
Right.
the edgy people. That's what they were. They were the edgy people, and now they're kind of reaching back and trying to grab these old pranks, like, you know, their old joke bag, like, oh, we can do a
Right.
poop joke again, and you're like, great, you know.
I just
do
don't
that
want them to try and reclaim what Judd Apatow has now.
They don't need to. I mean, it's the old guy looking at the younger kid and saying, like, you know, imitation is the
Sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, the sincerest form of flattery, and that's what they're doing. They're imitating Judd Apatow, and don't do it because you had something that was brilliant, and you are smart enough and creative enough to do something new again.
Plus, P.S. Bobby and Peter Farrelly. If you're really that much in love with what Apatow's doing, just watch Funny People.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Yes, huge
So
mistake.
2.5 stars.